When last did you have a shift in perspective? Welcome to Breakthrough with Jeff. This is the place where we live life with zero limits. When last did you have a shift in perspective? So the heart of coaching. And in coaching here, I'm referring to transformative coaching because there are many forms of coaching. The heart of transformative coaching is a shift in consciousness. It's a shift in perspective. There are conversations you can have with someone that shifts your perspective, the way you look at your life, and the way you look at your events, your past, your present, your future, what is possible for you can shift in a conversation. And this is what we call transformative coaching conversation. Now, you can have conversation with a friend that can transform, but a friend may not hold you accountable. So I want you to understand, let's understand today, the difference between a transformative conversation and just a conversation. Because friends just hang out and talk about so many things. Sometimes they may talk about something important. Remember, people have conversations directed to meet their needs. That's why some people want to dominate a conversation. And someone else will not talk at all and allow the other person to just take over. It's because we are meeting our needs in different ways. But in coaching is a little bit different. This is professional conversation with an intention of bringing awareness to the client so they can take action upon their lives that drives you in the direction they want to go, in the direction of their dreams, in the direction they wish to go, whether it's taking back your power in your relationships, whether it's pursuing a career transition. Coaching conversations are powerful. And every time I encourage people to have, conversations that shift consciousness, not arguments. Because arguments, you're meeting a need. It means there's a vacuum within you. You're meeting a need. I'm talking about perspective shifting conversations. And the reason we train coaches is to bring them to a place where they can facilitate perspective shifts with people, whether it's a group of people or one-on-one. And so in the course of a coaching session, the coach develops the capacity, or the coach brings out the capacity to really facilitate the clients to shift their perspective. And this is crucial. The shift in perspective in every session is crucial, where you change the way you're looking at things. Changing. It's not about just knowing, okay, I want to do this, do that, options 1, 2, 3. That's your job. But the transformative conversation is about shifting in perspective. And that's why in a coaching conversation, the client may talk most of the time, but in their talk, and they're being allowed to speak, they are guided to actually bring clarity so they can see themselves in the mirror, the life they are living, and get a wow, this is it. Not because the coach suggested anything, but because they came to a place of awareness, shifting awareness, shifting consciousness, shifting conversations. And so in the heart of coaching and helping people shift their perspective, what changes? Beliefs, number one. So you realize what you've believed all this time does not serve you. Because one of the most bold move for anyone, for a client to make, is to realize that the life they are living is not serving them. Is to come to that realization. And personally, those are aha moments that really change someone's life forever. Someone coming to the realization that the life I've been living is not serving me. The beliefs I've been having, they don't serve me. They don't serve my highest good. They don't serve my purpose. You see? So instead of just living, someone said, a life that is not investigated is not worth living. So you begin to make bold moves to say, no, this does not serve me. This way of living with people doesn't serve me. Kila mtu akae kwao. You just come to a realization, an awakening. This does not serve me. I have been hating on myself. You come to, when you come to that realization, you make the bold move and say, never again. I don't want to continue like this. And the coach is always guiding you to that bold step where you can make that decision and say, do I want to continue like this? Or, do I want to stop this now and forever? And in the process of coaching, the coach is always elevating the client to know that the decision-making power is within you. It's inside of you. And I insist on that. No one outside of you will make that decision for you, including the coach and the guide, the therapist. It's you. But you come to make that decision and bold move after a process of awareness, coming to an awareness that this is not serving me. This relationship is not serving me. It doesn't serve my highest good for us to continue like this. Once you come to that realization, and I've had, parents coming to that realization in their relationship with their kids, they get the perspective, a different perspective that they have never seen before, just out of our conversations. I believe in the power of transformative conversations because they bring people to a place of deep awareness where they can make lasting destiny decisions about their life and what they want their life to be about. Thank God that the responsibility on the direction of our lives squarely is placed in your hands, in my hands. But then, how do you get to that place where you actually realize the life you're living is not one that fulfills you, is not one that leads to fulfillment? So whenever we are in a coaching conversation and our client comes to that place of awareness, it's just a beautiful creative process where the client says, never again, or just tears of pain, the pain that I've taken so long to get here, or the pain of joy, of realization that actually, thank God that I can realize this now. Otherwise, for some people, spend their youth living lives for other people, living lives for opinions, living lives for societal conditions and opinions, but never a life by their own choice. It's an abuse to humanity, to the human nature, to the person you are, to your creator, to live a life that is not examined, whether is this the life you want to live? Is this a decision you're making? Is this a decision you are making, you as a person? And so this comes through this conversational, transformative coaching that brings you to a place of awareness where you are aware and the perspective shift happens, and the light bulb goes on, and you realize, oh no, this is not the decision I'm making. This is not my conscious decision. From this moment on, I decide to live my life by my terms. And these are my terms. You decide what are the terms because you are clear. Some of the beliefs we have are limiting, crippling beliefs. They are beliefs of smallness that were conditioned by fearful societal leaders and people that did not even know better than you. And you've been just living January to December, fulfilling all these beliefs that don't serve your good. So this is why I really encourage as many people have this transformative conversation with a professional, someone that guides you on that journey. I value that so much because those awakening, those light bulb moments have brought me so much. And actually saves you so much pain. Because you can imagine the pain of regret when you're dying and thinking, I coulda, woulda, shoulda, and you had the opportunity, but you never went for it. And so one of the things that shifts, we said, is the beliefs, the limiting beliefs. You crush them, okay? Because of the perspective shift, you realize these beliefs are not serving me. And whatever is not serving you in that process of coaching, you drop them or divorce them. Say, divorce the story. Get married to the truth. And it's not the truth according to someone's gospel. No, it's the truth. It's the truth that you come to a realization and make that decision yourself as a person. This is my truth. Once you come there, you choose your beliefs. But then it's not just beliefs that shift in a conversation, in a transformative conversation. Attitudes also shift. Realize, oh, this is the attitude I've been having about this relationship. That's why I'm not showing up fully. And that has denied me the joy to fully exist, to live in the fullness of my life so I can enjoy this life. This attitude, I make the decision, this attitude must change. So when you come to that place, you make bold change in your beliefs, but also you make a bold shift in your attitude. This is why coaching is so powerful. How you respond emotionally shifts when you come to that place of awareness. But without it, there's no shift. Without that enabling environment or the space, creating the space for the transformation, it never happens in a normal conversation. In a normal conversation, everyone is fighting for space to its dominance. You're fighting for significance. Who is louder, more clear, eloquent? In a professional coaching conversation, it's your space. You've actually paid for it. 1 hour of your space to explore and experience, so you can live life from a place of unlimited, no limit, zero limits. And so the goal of coaching is that awareness. Because from that awareness, because in coaching, transformative coaching, we focus on the beingness of the person, not really the doing. Because you can be full of activities, but you're still as depressed as hell. It's about who you are being. Because if you change who you are, your self-identity, the self-image, you change what you do. It's automatic. A coach doesn't need to guide you there. A coach, could guide you there, but it's not necessary because you have what it takes to really just know what to do and to do it. But you see, human beings do according to how they be. So the beingness drives doing. That's why in transformative coaching, we focus more on the being. We help you shift the perspective. From there, you are a guided arrow that knows where to hit, that knows the decision to take, that knows, this is where I'm going, because there's a shift in consciousness. There's a shift in all this emotional orientation, in our perspective. From there, you're good to go. You can act the way you need to act in your place of work, relationships, and all that. So this is a crucial conversation to have once in a while. And I just felt today, let's have this conversation, and you can ask yourself a few questions. And I left a link there. You can fill for a free consultation session, so I can give you the opportunity also to ask yourself these transformative, life-shifting questions that can bring you to a place of true change. True change. And so the change of perspective affects the beingness of the person. You change in who you are. One question I'll ask that you can ask yourself is, who am I becoming? Who am I becoming? Who am I becoming? See, when you pause and just ask that question, who am I becoming? And really come from a place of inspiration, not head knowledge. Because when you ask a question, see, coaching is about asking questions, and perspective is driven by directed, guiding questions. Questioning is actually the essence of thinking. When you say you're thinking, you're actually asking questions. And you tell someone, can you go for lunch? And you say, let me think about it. I'm asking myself questions. Do I want to spend 1 hour with this dude? Will it be profitable? Would it help? So I'm asking myself questions, but I'm telling you, I'm thinking. So I'm thinking about it. If you ask someone out and they're not ready, they tell you, oh, well, let me see. Let me think about it. They're actually asking themselves questions. Do I want to be seen with this person in public? Do I really want? So thinking is asking questions. And coaching is about shift of thinking. As a man thinketh, so is she. Because man is male and female. Okay? So if you don't change the way you think, your life will not change. And so coaching brings you to that place by asking questions where you can change the way you think. Think about life, think about your past, think about your future, think about your potential. You are shifting your way of thinking. So if you ask a question like, simple question like, what am I grateful for right now? Okay, so your mind always provides answers to any question you ask, because the work of the mind is to think. What am I grateful for? So automatically the mind focuses on gratitude at that moment. And instead of myself focusing on what I'm missing or what I'm losing, the mind goes to shift from focus on lack to abundance, to what I have. And the client begins to feel the power. I can shift anytime. Anytime I can change my focus if I want to. And that is the blessing that all of us have. That any moment you want to shift, any moment you want to make a change, you can make a change. And the best time, what's the best time to make a change? The best time to make a change is yesterday. But today is the closest best time to make a change. But you see, what we do mentally is, because we don't know the magnitude of change, there's a lot of uncertainty, and human beings don't like uncertainty. So the mind always goes to the place of comfort and the place of certainty, the place of the familiar place. The mind always goes there. Growth equals breaking through to discomfort, breaking through fear, breaking through to the unfamiliar, and actually making it familiar. And that can only happen through shift of perspective. Because if you force someone to the unfamiliar ground, fear checks in and they feel so ungrounded. So through a guided conversation, you can make the unfamiliar familiar to the client. You're making the unfamiliar familiar. See, wow, I didn't see it that way. Oh, you mean? Oh my God. Okay. What if you look at it this way? That's our question. How about you look at it this way? What will shift? What is this that needs to go on inside of you for you to see life this way, to see it this way? You're shifting someone's perspective. And this is why I love this work. It's a life-changing work that, brings about a shift of perspective. People can see life differently. And so you're focusing on states of mind, states of consciousness. Someone says, I'll never look at life that way. Never, ever, ever. And that's why someone comes into a coaching session full of bitterness and forgiveness. They walk out healed and they interact with the same people who hurt them differently through a conversation. The power of a guided conversation. Usually, a coaching conversation is non-judgmental because you're giving the person a platform to realize the decisions they can make and the choices available, and you can't make for them. They have to make the choices themselves. Because this life, it's life by your terms. Yes, but what are those terms? How do you decide what your terms are? And so you shift your focus, shift your purpose. You're driven to become a different person through a conversation. It's 180 shift. You come looking a certain direction where you're blaming your ancestors, blaming people, and look on the direction of love where you begin to enjoy life. And that's the question: how can I enjoy life and make it even better? How can I enjoy life? In fact, instead of asking the question, how can I make them pay? You can shift that perspective through a journey of coaching that helps to shift your thinking to ask the question, how can I enjoy this life and make it even better? And so just that shift of perspective helps the person live a totally different world and realize they have been wasting their life. They've been wasting their life on things that don't help them. So it's about what you're becoming. Who am I becoming? That shift, once they happen, your entire story changes. Your entire life changes. And this is what I wish you. That shift in consciousness. Make sure you, this week, schedule a session with someone, schedule a conversation with a colleague or someone that is a trained coach. And if you're a trained coach, offer people a free consultation session. Let people discover themselves. And this is what I'm offering you right now. Book your free consultation session and I'll see you at Breakthrough with Jeff, where we'll be looking at your life, where you are, and ask you these deep questions so you can realize the shift in consciousness. Thank you. Stay blessed.